I made a shocking discovery today when I was hanging out over at MEUK's Discord server.
Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well, are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well,
Sound level.
Oh no, I don't think I have wrecked this guy at all. He actually came
No.
up with an argument I have never heard before. It's an amazing argument. It really is an amazing
Practice.
argument.
You've never heard this level argument before? Seriously?
No, I haven't.
Wow.
It's an amazing argument. It really is an amazing
Practice.
argument.
How well would you think you've defended the globe model here tonight?
I don't think I think we're at a stalemate right now. I've yet to see any evidence, like hard evidence, to show that this canal is level. It's an amazing argument. It really is an amazing
Practice.
argument. You're supposing, you start with this idea of water level, right? Which, again, I did not see this coming. It does not mean that sea is level.
Oh, smooth. How's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm not too bad. I heard you in 24/7 today. When you got kicked? I think that was today, or was
you
that
mean
last night?
permabanned? I got permabanned this morning.
Oh,
that's a
nice.
shame.
Impressive. What was that for?
I turned the mod inside out with his own words.
Nice. Which wad?
Memis, whatever.
Meme.
Meme.
Me. Yeah. Right. Nice. What was the argument you were doing it? What?
Oh, I got permabanned twice in less than 12 hours, or maybe 16 hours.
So you get
this one-
permabanned for what? Arguing.
All right. Yeah.
Where's
And
that
apparently
again?
in the arena. Yeah. So
24/7.
yeah, in the arena, I got permabanned for having a one-on-one that other people interrupted, and apparently I wasn't allowed to discuss any of my own points. And then I got permabanned today because I was trying to have a fluffer defend or take a different position than the traditional, you don't know what science is, whatever, because that conversation gets boring. And I was showing that falsification needs another model because we can see two observed instances that would support both, which is why to disprove a theory we have to provide a new one.
Yeah, I was
And
curious.
he banned me.
I was curious about your question though. How did you word it now again? Something about what was your question to him? Do you remember?
Do you know the Earth to be flat?
No, that wasn't it. It was something about the models.
I don't know.
Oh, this idea that you needed to have another model replace the globe model?
Yeah, that's my opinion, yeah.
That's interesting. And so you think that you can't just know there's something wrong without having another
Something to replace
alternative?
it.
Yeah, something to replace it.
Correct, yeah.
So like if I
Because-
said, if you and I were sitting in my kitchen looking at the clock on the wall, right?
Yeah.
And we're watching the hands go around. And
Yeah,
I said,
I'm looking at my watch right now.
yeah, so I said, you're not allowed to take the clock off the wall to see what's back there making it go. But I'm telling you right now, it's leprechauns and unicorns back there. Every time a leprechaun moves 60 times, the unicorn moves once. You could easily say, we could agree that, obviously I'm making an extreme example, but you would say, no, it's not true, right? It doesn't work that way. And I could
Right.
say, well, how does it work? Like, is it digital back there, or is it mechanical? Or how many cogs are back there? Is it battery
Right.
run? Or is there a plug-in back there that goes to the wall? And if I said you can't take the clock off to tell me, then you can't really give me an alternative
But I just did.
way, right?
I
you
just
did?
did.
I
Yeah,
missed it.
Yeah, I
No,
didn't.
you just
I
said it
didn't hear
yourself.
anything. What?
No, you said in that example, I would
Yeah,
say, there's
he said
cogs
that. Though.
back there.
That wasn't you.
No. In his example, he said, and I'm speaking perfect verbatim right now, You said that there would be cogs back there to disprove your unicorns.
It
That's
could be.
another.
But you
Right,
can't
that's
prove
me.
cogs, can you?
Right, but that's another model right there. So I'm saying that I'm taking your model and I'm replacing another one. See
But
what
we
you're
could be no closer to the truth, though, right?
right, but I'm saying that the falsification, saying simply right that no, there's no unicorns back there, right, doesn't help us achieve the truth. But saying there's no unicorns back there because there's cogs, that's a replacement of your model.
but
So you just
that-
supported my idea there.
Not really. What I'm trying
Yeah.
to say is if it was more complicated and you didn't know how it worked, you can just say, well, I know unicorns don't exist, so I know it's not that, but I don't even have a clue about cogs or anything else. I just know it doesn't work. But anyhow, that's besides
See,
the point.
the problem there, right, is that maybe it is cogs, and maybe unicorns don't exist, but it also could be space monkeys, right?
Yeah, but you
Right.
can't
So-
prove any of it. Without taking
Well-
the clock off the wall, you can't prove any of it. So you
Right.
can't replace one model with another model without taking the clock off the wall. And guess what?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fine.
So another
Right.
model doesn't get you any closer to anything.
It does
really.
though. No, see, that's the problem.
No,
When
it doesn't.
right, it does.
Well, hang on a minute,
in this,
Hang on a minute.
right?
Right.
Okay, I'm hanging on.
That you have the premise that you live on a ball, right? And
Yes.
under that premise, the surface of water must curve. If we prove that the surface of water doesn't curve, we don't prove the model. We just prove the premise that you live under doesn't exist.
Mhm. And that eventually I was going to bring it around to that, but yeah, that was really good.
Right. So the thing is I have yet to see one peer-reviewed article showing that the oceans are not curving.
Who gives a fuck about peer reviews?
Well, see, that's what science is.
No, it's not.
No, that's what peer review is. You get together with a bunch of your buddies.
No,
and
no,
say,
that's
please agree
that's-
with what I've said.
that's not how it works.
Here it
See,
is.
It's
Actually,
not.
I know
Here it
people
is.
that are PhDs that don't agree with peer review and want nothing to do with this conversation about the shape of the Earth, and they think that peer review is bullshit.
I mean, okay, I would love to talk to them, but science is built on peer review. It's the ability for something to be scientific.
Peer review
Let
has
me
got
finish my.
science
Let me
into
finish.
trouble.
Let me
Peer
finish.
review has got science
Okay.
into trouble.
Yeah, and also peer review wasn't built on.
So, do you guys
science.
want to lecture me, or you want to converse with me?
Well, if you could say something that was.
I was
awesome,
trying
I'd have a
to, but I'm not
conversation.
even allowed to.
But science isn't built on peer review. Science came before.
It
peer
is.
review. So peer review came, then science.
No, I'm saying the advancement of science is built on peer review.
No, it's not.
That's not what you
Yes,
said
it
at
is.
first. Anyhow.
No, it's not.
I said that science is built on peer review, and I will
Mm-hmm.
make it a more advanced statement. The progression of science is built on the foundation of peer review.
No,
No,
it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You're
Okay,
crazy, dude.
let me show you. Right, when we're talking
Show,
about medicine
you're gonna
and health.
Show,
Yeah, if you would allow me to talk, right?
well, talking
When
isn't
we
showing,
work with
is it?
medicine,
talking
right?
isn't
When
showing,
I'm
is
showing
it?
you through an example.
Well,
You wanna-
put an example in the chat.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, you-
which,
Give
which
us an
chat?
example.
Which chat are we using? I'll get it on the
Debate discussion.
debate discussion. Right. Okay.
All right. So as I was saying, when we're talking about medicine and the advancement of medicine, right? As we start to develop new procedures, surgical procedures, we have to review them with other surgeons so that we can make them approved by the board, right? There's just because something works one time doesn't allow it to work all the time. This is just a
because
very
someone reviews it
common
doesn't
example.
mean it's going to work all the time either.
I never said it did, but I'm saying the
Then
advanced.
What's the review for then? It doesn't mean anything.
I'm letting you know.
Wouldn't experience and repeatability decide if the procedure is going to work or not every time?
Right.
Not peer review.
Reputability is part of the peer review process.
Repeatability.
Okay, I believe I said that, but if I didn't, I
Oh, I
apologize.
thought you
Yes.
said reputability.
I think it
repeatability.
is. Yeah. Repeat.
I meant to say repeat ability.
Okay, no, that's cool.
It's part of the peer review process. peer review process.
No, it's part of doing a particular process over and over again to see if it's going to work.
Right. Okay. So we're arguing semantics here. When you say that
Always
anyone
semantics,
anyone who is not part of the direct experiment wishes to repeat the experiment, that's a peer, right? Repeating the experiment or reviewing the experiment, that's part of the peer-reviewed process. For something to be repeatable, right, by others, aka peers, is part of the peer-reviewed process, which is why I'm saying the advancement of science is built upon review.
No, it's not an advancement, though, is it?
It is.
Would
The
you call that then
advancement
the
comes before
repeatability, though? Is that all peer review to you is?
No.
Oh, it's not all. There's an extra bit to actually.
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Anyhow, eventually I want to get to actual talking about geometry and stuff. Anyhow, it's really not this that I wanted to talk about too much. I was just curious.
Nice introduction, though.
Yeah, I was just curious about the way you think about models. I don't see how having a model proves anything to be true or not true, but
Yeah, so let me explain it real quick, right? The shape of the land we walk on has no direct, doesn't matter much, right? You can look at it this way.
Hold on.
Let me finish.
Yeah,
Then
I will.
let me finish, and then you can
I just-
respond to all
I
comments
just
after I
need you to
finish.
clarify what you're saying, though. You said
I'm working on
shape-
that,
okay. All right, go ahead.
Right. right? Whether the Earth was a hexagon, a disc, a ball, whatever it is, right? Able to perform our daily actions using the true reality that we have. So we're able to launch satellites into orbit. We're able to understand particular weather patterns, right? The heliocentric model was basically developed after observing the reality around us.
Rubbish.
Are you done?
So that's
Yeah.
why it's important. Yeah,
That's rubbish.
it's okay.
Absolute horseshit.
That's your
How would you say-
argument?
My argument of what? No, I'm just saying why, right? A model matters.
It's a mathematical model. That's all you've got.
That seems to explain
It's a thought experiment.
99.99% of all observed phenomenon.
Yeah, if it
Hold
was
on,
the
it
if
doesn't
it was the
explain-
real world, it would explain 100% of all phenomenon.
But it
I'm
doesn't
just
explain anything really. It takes, like you talk about weather patterns and you know what shit does in the sky with stars and all that. That's observation. That's all it is, observation. And
Not
then
explanation.
yeah, you're just observing. Okay, when the wind goes this way and the clouds do this and they start to accumulate over here, most likely there's a 60% chance it's going to rain on New York City because of the pattern we see. So it's because they've watched that happen a gazillion times, and that's why they have to give a chance that it's going to rain, because most likely when we see this pattern happen in the sky, that it's going to rain over in New York, right?
yeah.
It's not a matter that science dictates it. It's people have observed it to happen and created a formula that says when we observe this is most likely what's going to happen over here in a certain amount of time.
Same with
Yeah,
the
so-
lights. Same with the
So
lights. in
here
the
we go.
sky.
Here we go. Right.
Yeah.
You said two things that were really interesting, right? You're just saying that my observations of weather pattern or counter rotations and storms,
Actually, I didn't bring up counter rotations. I said
well, that
weather
all right,
patterns.
fine. You said my observations do not have anything to do with the shape of the Earth. That's what you said.
No.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the weather has nothing to do with the shape of the Earth, in my opinion. The shape of the Earth has to be. It's not. You don't science shape.
Right.
You measure shapes, which is something
Okay,
that
you wanna
have
talk
never
about
done with
measurements?
you have never done with your ball. It's
No,
never
we
been
have.
measured. No, it hasn't.
That's
It
where
has
we're going
been
to get
measured.
to.
No,
That's
it
where
hasn't.
we want to go to.
Okay, so why, instead of leading me in circles, let's just directly go to the main argument, right?
Sure.
Okay, so present your main argument and let me converse with that argument.
Do you want, is this where I come in?
Yeah, I think that's your
Sure.
cue.
Right, so we come away from science, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to use the principles of science, because you're very scientific, right?
I would like to think so.
Okay, so you know the scientific is cause and effect, right? The basic.
That's again. All right.
Yeah, right?
I disagree with that already.
What that science is about cause and effect relationship.
I think science is the collection of knowledge, right? And that you don't need to be able to control something to gain that knowledge, right? You
Okay,
can
we are just
observe
talking really basically here, right?
Yeah, one second.
I think
What?
he thinks you're gonna hit him like with the QE argument.
Yeah, no,
That's why he's trying to be careful. That
Yeah,
way.
yeah. I understand. He's getting a call to
Get the heck off.
yeah,
there.
stop it.
Run away.
Ixnay.
Yeah, it's right to flat Earth.
What are you doing there? Go away.
Stop.
What'd you
talking about
say?
that. Just about to get you on the geometry. Run.
All right, I'm back.
All right. So yeah, I'm not going all QE
The
on you.
QE route?
Yeah, no. I'm just
Okay,
saying that
fine.
the basics of science is cause and effect, right? But that came from a logical step, right? So the logic starts off as a antecedent consequent relationship.
All right, dumb that sentence down for me because I didn't follow.
Science is cause and effect, but that has been built upon logic, right? So it's the most logical way to find an answer to something, right? That's science. If you want to science something, you want to try and find out what it is all about. You study the cause and the effect. You actually study it. Well, that's based upon logic. Now, logic is
I agree with that. Yeah.
right. So you've heard of QE's Black Swan, right? Not the picture,
Yeah.
the logical argument, right?
No, I haven't. I don't listen to QE much.
Well, okay. Well, the Black Swan argument is all, I don't know, I can't even repeat it like they all do. I don't do that. But
So let's, like I said, let's
I
get to
think
your
it goes-
main argument.
Yeah,
I
so I'm
wanna-
getting
I don't
there.
want to lead there. Let's just get to the
I'm
main
getting
argument.
well. I'm getting there. If you'll let us get there, right?
I think it goes something like along the lines. I might butcher this.
But now we're talking about something
Yeah.
that you don't even know what it is. You're trying to tell me a story
No.
from
We
QE
are
that
going
you
to
don't even know what
explain
the
it to
story
you
is. I don't
in
see
a
how
very
this is part of your
simple
main
way.
argument.
If you let us finish, right? You asked us to do this, and then you asked us to simplify it because it wasn't. You couldn't understand it. So we're now trying to do that.
No, I couldn't understand that last sentence. I just wanted to hear it in a different
The
way. I understood
antecedent
what you're saying.
consequent relationship of a logical statement.
Yeah, I didn't understand that sentence.
Okay. So what we're doing now is we're trying to explain that to you.
I understood it once you rephrased it, and I completely agree that science is the logical idea of understanding cause and effect relationships. I can agree with that.
Okay, right. Well, logic came before science. And logic is an antecedent consequent relationship in a like using words. So you lay out call it an argument or a statement. So QE's Black Swan is something about, I don't know. Can you remember it? Ish. Gods, do you want to have a go at it?
Well, I better not.
No. Okay. Well, it's a bit, it brings us everybody talking. You must have seen the picture. Of course you
No, I
have.
haven't even looked at I've seen the oil rigs, but can we
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to the main point?
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So that argument or that statement should have been simplified as logic is to make it as simple as possible. So what we do here, and we always have done this sort of thing, we make things as easy for people to understand as possible. So this is the way it should have gone if it had been simplified, right? If the Earth is a spherical object, P, You agree with that? That's a good starting sentence, right? There's nothing wrong with that. If the Earth is a spherical object, that's the if part, antecedent. Now consequent is then the surface of liquid water must curve. Q. Consequent. The curving water surface is a consequent of the Earth being a spherical object. Yeah? That's a nicely rounded logical statement, isn't it?
So,
I see. I mean, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Right. So
you agree with that?
That the water on the heliocentric model, that the oceans are curved. Yeah.
okay.
No, that they should curve
Water must.
if the Earth is a ball.
That's what I just said. On the heliocentric
No, you
model,
said
that the
they
oceans
do.
curved.
You said they do.
I understand. We're getting into very specific semantics.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said,
No. This
I
isn't semantics. No.
understand.
Don't wait a minute. Don't wait a minute.
understand
Wait a minute,
what you're
Smooth.
saying.
Whoa,
Yes,
just
I
a minute,
understand.
Smooth. Just a minute. Do not call a logical argument, a very simple, basic logical argument, semantics, please. Now, do you understand the
I said
logical
I
argument?
do understand, and someone got angry that I said I do understand.
No,
Yes.
I didn't
but
get
wait,
angry.
Hold on.
It's not
We
that
asked
you
if
understand, it's that you agree
Right. That's
with
what I
the
was gonna say.
statement.
We asked if you agree with it, not if you understand it. But now that's
Sure.
good that you understand it. So you agree?
Sure.
Okay.
I agree that
So-
on a heliocentric model, the oceans curve.
It's
yes.
just no. We're not just talking about a model or anything just yet.
All
We're
right.
just talking about that
Logical
Statement.
That's all.
right now.
It's very precise, Smooth. You got to stick with it here.
Yeah. Have you heard of modus tollens?
No.
No. Right. Well, modus tollens is a way to use the logical statement that we've just made. Right? And what you do with a modus tollens is if you can deny the consequent, then you can deny the antecedent. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay, so when we say we say that if the Earth is a spherical object, P, then the surface of liquid water must curve, Q. Then we would say a water level, the tool, establishes a horizontal plane of reference. Therefore, not Q, therefore not P. Now, where within that nice little rounded logical statement would you have a problem with?
I mean, it sounds very logical at the moment, so let's continue on.
Well, we've just denied your consequent, your
No,
antecedent.
you haven't denied anything. Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
Wait, hold
You-
on.
you
He's not very committed with the logical
I-
statement.
all
for
right,
starters. You can't say it's logical at the moment, but if you present evidence that I don't like, then I'm going to argue with the logic of the statement.
Yeah.
The statement's either logical or not.
I just said it's
commit.
logical, and then he's saying he's disproven something.
Just
He
give
hasn't
you the
proven
modus
anything.
tollens to it. A
All right,
water
well,
level,
let's do this. All
the
right,
tool,
right.
yeah,
And I'm
is a tool for
waiting for you to
establishing
show
a
me.
horizontal
I'm waiting for
plane
you to
of
show me
reference.
a flat ocean.
A
Where's the flat
water
ocean?
level is a tool to establish a horizontal plane of reference.
So you're saying that the water level is used to establish a horizon,
A horizontal plane of reference.
aka a horizon.
No.
No, a horizontal plane of reference. Like a level. Do you know the tool? A level
Yes.
establishes a
level.
horizontal plane of reference. That tool. Well, there's one called a water level that establishes a horizontal plane of reference. Now, we did the antecedent consequent, and the consequent of you living on a spherical object was that the surface of liquid water must curve.
And
But
it does.
the water level, the tool, is a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference. Now, a horizontal doesn't curve, and neither does a plane. There's no curvature in either of those. So, therefore, not Q. No curvature. And if there's no curvature, because we had a must in there, didn't we? The surface of liquid
Right,
water
I see what you're
must
saying. So let's
curve.
talk about the evidence, right? Let's discuss the evidence you're using to support your logic. I can agree with your logic, right?
Mhm.
Let's talk about the evidence,
The
right?
water level. Okay, I'll get you a.
Yeah.
You
But-
can
so
you
we
see
can talk
the
about
debate discussion thing? I'll get you a thing of a water level for you.
Yeah, one sec.
Yeah, Smooth. Just so you know, you got to let him present the evidence. You asked for it. Now, don't.
I don't know. I'm
don't
listening.
Shit all over it. Okay.
So there's a water level device.
Okay.
And a water level is any device utilizing the surface of liquid water to establish a horizontal plane of reference. Pardon me. Okay? So is that good?
Let me
Or
just-
do you want
I'm
some
reading it.
more definitions of level?
I'm reading it right now.
Okay. Have you read it yet? Or do you want to
Yeah.
read? Do you want to read it out? You should have read it out really, so we could all hear it. Do you want me to read it out for you?
No, I'm quite okay.
Okay.
All right. I've read your evidence. Okay. Now, how
Well,
is
that's
this?
just the quick evidence. I mean, we've got tests.
Okay.
If you want to start talking about that, but yeah.
All right. So right now, I think we're focusing on water. Okay. And you're saying that because of this instrument, right, we can create a local reference of horizontal. That this shows that the oceans are not curving. I fail to see the connection of the two.
It's a tool. It's not an instrument. It's a tool.
Cool. Okay. It can be considered an instrument, but okay.
No, it's a tool
Okay.
for establishing a horizontal plane of reference.
What is the difference between a tool and an instrument?
It's a tool.
What's the difference?
What's it say at the beginning? Any device. Can we call it a device? We're gonna
No,
meet
hold on.
halfway in the
I don't
middle.
want to be. I don't want to be part of a conversation where someone's going to correct me. Tool versus instrument. What is? How do you know? What's the difference between a tool and an instrument?
An instrument is something you play, and a tool is something you use to do a job.
All right.
You
You
work
have
with-
lost
you
all
work-
credibility.
You work with tools,
You've lost all credibility.
according to you.
Yeah. For you to say that only all an instrument has to be something you play.
I didn't say
Oh,
it has to
come
be
on.
something you play, did I?
You just said it's a musical instrument.
It
All right.
was a
I didn't
nice.
say it
It's a
has
nice
to be
side.
that, though,
Cute,
did I?
Watch this. Watch what he's doing.
I'm not doing anything. You guys did it to me first. I said instrument. He said tool. I said
we
what's
were
the
on about
difference? You
the
couldn't tell.
water level.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So
Which is
it's
a
an
tool.
instrument.
It's a device. Any device. That's what it says in that thing. Right?
Sure. Okay.
I think you were on a local line.
Right. So what we were talking about moments before, we were saying, how does this instrument, right, show
Device. device. Eh?
I'm gonna. All right.
How
An
does this
instrument in my
device-
eyes is a
He's
a
gonna play
device
the-
that you can.
He's going to play the fiddle with this, but if you can tell.
Yeah, we're off.
Why does it matter what I call it? Why does it matter?
It's a
Come on,
tool.
it's a water level. Yeah? Let's
Right.
just call it a water level.
All right. Is a compass an instrument?
This water level.
Is a compass an instrument?
We're not talking about compasses, are we?
No, we're talking about instruments and my desire to use that word for this.
Awkward silence.
I'm waiting for the answer.
Why is that a distraction? Are you getting somebody? Have you got
No.
somebody there waiting for you to work out what's going on with this water level?
No, I am getting frustrated at the fact that your little Ponzi up here is complaining
Fonzie.
anytime I say
Who?
anything.
Fonzie? Hey.
Ponzi.
Hey.
The fans.
I said Pon.
What?
Ponzi.
I don't know
Yeah,
what's that
right.
is.
Well,
What's that?
get on and answer the
Is
question.
he his brother?
All right. Anyways, how does this instrument show that the oceans are not curving?
It doesn't do that. It establishes a horizontal plane of reference.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you?
I
Where
can
did
agree
you
with
read
that.
anything about the sea
No, I
curving or
did.
anything?
No, but you said that your argument is that, or from what I understand, you're trying to show me that the oceans are not curving.
No.
Because
We
that is
went
gonna
through a
support-
logical statement at first, and we said if the thing that you think you live on is a spherical object,
Yeah.
right? You do that, don't you? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, right now, a consequence of that is that all of the liquid water surfaces at rest must curve.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty gritty. If I can turn your attention, I believe it's in the second half. It even talks about the water curving within this device that you're calling it,
Where does
called
it
the
say
meniscus.
that?
So,
Where does it say that? Go on. Do you want me to read it
Um,
out? I'll have a go at reading it out, should I?
no, one sec. I will point it out. The exact.
Okay, go on.
Want to read it aloud so we can all hear it, Smith?
All right, let's do it. Right, I'll read it.
Yeah,
out.
let's do that.
The water level is any device utilizing the surface liquid of water to establish a local horizontal plane of reference. Used to
Local?
determine the apparent. Yes, a local horizontal
No,
plane
it's
of
just
reference.
is any device
says
utilizing
a
the
local
surface
horizontal-
of water to establish a horizontal plane of
It
reference.
says local right here, buddy.
Oh, have you got a different one? Are you not reading the one?
I have
that
the one
put
from
out?
Wikipedia.
All right. Oh, you've gone and been and looked for yourself. I put it in debate discussion, and you're not looking at that one.
Well, where is that cited from? That's just a picture. It looked like Wikipedia, so
Yeah.
it says
It
it's
is
from
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. So I looked it up on Wikipedia.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got local in there.
That's what it
I
says.
haven't got local on my one, so somebody must
This is
have
when
added
they,
that.
They changed that.
Yeah,
Um,
nice.
around May time, around
yeah.
the 10th of May.
Can you? What's local mean?
I was asked to just read it.
Yeah, I know, but what do you think local means? Because I haven't got local on my one, the one that I've
Well, how do I
highlighted
know
all of the
yours wasn't
special bits
doctored
for you.
then?
Pardon?
Yours might have been doctored.
Mine might have been doctored.
Mate, I think
Yeah.
yours
No, I
is
think
what
yours has been.
doctored.
Somebody's added that word local in for. I don't know why. But I mean, we'll get.
Also, at the
Okay, we'll
last
get back to
sentence
that
of
later.
yours,
We'll get back to it
at
later.
the last
Don't worry.
sentence of yours and on mine, it says other sources of error include difficult reading due to meniscus, which is a curving of water
In the end of the tube.
in the. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the surface of water, even in this case, is not flat at
Yeah,
the
but,
most detailed
but
level.
because both of the ends of the vials are the same size, the meniscus will be equal on both.
But I'm saying that the water surface. I'm going off what you said. You said the water surface is
Yeah.
flat. It's not flat.
Yeah, so the meniscus, but the
Right.
water level, right, is a tool. Is
To
any
establish a
device
local
utilizing the surface of
horizontal
liquid
plane
water
of
to
reference.
establish a horizontal plane of reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A local horizontal plane of reference. Yep.
Yeah. Right, and then it says used to determine the apparent inclination of an object or surface and for matching elevations. Would you agree
Okay.
with that?
Yeah.
So you can use it to find out if there's a slope or something somewhere, or to match elevations from one end to the other.
Yeah.
Yep.
It would seem that way. Yeah.
So that's how it works from one end to the other. Now, any idea on, because you've added local, right? How
I
big
did
do
not
you,
add local.
Okay, well, how local do you reckon you could? This is a tool, right? So you see, it's just a big pipe with two vials on the end, and you fill it up with water.
Right.
So how would you imagine there is a maximum distance to this thing? You know, like what sort of would you imagine local to be?
I have no idea. I've never used this tool before.
Okay, well, no, but just imagine it, right? Because you're good at that sort of thing, right? It's a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference. How
I would
big
say
do you reckon you could get that tube?
under a mile.
Under a mile.
Yep.
And what do you reckon over a mile would be the difference?
You're gonna have some issues keeping all the water the same temperature.
Same temperature, but what it establishes a horizontal plane of reference.
Yeah,
Do you
but
reckon?
it even says it.
Do you
says
reckon
in
it
here
would
that-
be not horizontal? And if it were to not be horizontal, what do you reckon it would be, and how
No,
do you
see,
reckon it would
I don't
differ?
agree with the path you're going down because there's a lot of issues that are happening here.
Mm-hmm.
If you have an experiment using this tool, please show me.
Well, it's
Do,
just
do you
a
have an
tube.
experiment?
It's a tube filled up with water.
Okay,
Right, what-
so have you purchased a tube and filled it with water and performed this experiment?
An
It's an
experiment.
Have you performed this test?
It's filled a tube up with water.
Yeah, have you gone out and purchased the necessary supplies and then performed this to support your theory?
No. See, this is what we're doing. We're just talking. We started off with a logical statement, right? You completely agreed with
you
it.
agreed to, Smooth, yeah.
Then we're
Yeah.
talking. Now
Yo,
we're talking
guy
about a
upstairs,
tool.
I really don't need you to tell me what I have and have not done. I said
Okay.
yes, I did agree to it.
Okay, so but now we're on to the tool, right? Now
Right.
we are establishing that the tool can establish a horizontal plane of reference, right?
Right, but what
Right,
I'm
now,
saying is
you
we
so you
have
do
no
agree that under a mile, that tool would establish
no idea.
a
It's-
horizontal plane of reference, right?
No idea, man. I said it could. I have no idea what the
Okay.
what.
So do you
What
not
type
trust
of
what it
real
says
world-
in Wiki there? Then?
It doesn't say the length of what this can be used at. It doesn't say the distance.
Okay, but do you agree that the water level, the tool, establishes a horizontal plane of reference?
A local horizontal plane of reference.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, that local, how? Give us an ish number, like how? Because it's horizontal, right? What do you imagine
What's that?
local
Go ahead.
to mean?
Say it again.
What do you imagine local to mean, please?
That's impossible to know.
Right,
Could
well,
be like
see,
10
okay,
feet.
but I can see where you're going because a lot of people that we've had round here imagine local to be an infinitesimally small point that doesn't even exist. Would
I'm
you
not
be
saying
one of
that.
those? That's not local,
No.
right? So,
Local is a concept. That's
Okay.
all it is.
okay, but when you buy these tools, let's say it comes with a 10-meter hose normally.
Okay.
Would you say that the ends over that would be horizontal, right? Would it be a tool to establish a horizontal plane of reference when you go and buy it from a shop, a hardware shop, where men work, right? And they give you a
Alright,
tool to do it when you go to a building site, right? and it's 10 meters.
Mm.
Even Wiki says that it establishes a horizontal plane of reference.
Yes, Wiki does says it creates a local horizontal plane of reference. Yes.
So would you say 10 meters would be local enough for you? For it to be a
I have
horizontal?
no idea. Local is a concept.
Okay, but 10 meters isn't a concept, is it?
No, that's a distance.
Yeah.
It's a measurement.
Okay.
And I'm saying that I don't know if that is what is
Okay.
considered local.
Slice
I don't know about this
Barkane
device.
has a test, a bending water level test, that he has 16 100-meter water levels. Now, would you say they establish a horizontal plane of reference?
A local horizontal plane. Can I see the experiment, please?
Experiment? I thought
Yeah,
I thought you were very scientific. How would you explain that to be an experiment?
See, you're getting tiring fast because for you it's all about vocabulary on this.
It's geometry. This is pure geometry.
We haven't talked about anything real.
No, we're
like
just
the
trying to
past 5
establish the
minutes.
first principles, right?
Right. So
Yeah.
go ahead, show me the test. All right.
Show
Allow
you
me to
which
review it.
test.
The one that you're referring to.
Slice Barkane.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to watch one of his videos. If you don't know about it, then I mean that's okay. But I mean, I'm just trying to get you to
am I supposed to
imagine,
know
and
everything?
maybe anybody else that's listening, to imagine this tool that you fill up with water that equalizes. Right? There's an equilibrium reached between the water at each end of this tube.
Supposing ideal conditions, yes.
Okay. And that is a horizontal plane of reference. I mean, that's what it's known as. I mean,
Local,
what?
horizontal plane of local, yes.
Well, at each end of the tube.
It's saying that the distance between the two places, right, is horizontal, yeah.
Could I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
Good. I just noticed, Smooth, you keep pounding on the local. You keep correcting. Saying
Because he
local.
keeps-
Hold on,
he's-
You don't know what it
please.
is.
I'm not done. You keep pounding on the local, but you've been asked multiple times to clarify it. I would suggest if you can't clarify what local is, you should really drop it from the vocabulary of this conversation.
Yeah, no
And
problem. So
Wikipedia
local is a
is also-
concept.
Wikipedia is also defining the water level with a concept. That's not a definition.
No, I'm saying
And
local is a concept, right?
Or drop
'Cause
it
you
from
could-
your vocabulary, like
No.
God's scalpel.
I'm not gonna drop it. I'm saying it because he's
Well, then
purposely.
you need to define it.
I just
that's
said
fine.
it's a concept. I just defined it. It's a concept,
So
right?
it
And,
does
'Cause
nothing-
a
it does
concept
nothing
is
for the
not a
definition, then.
definition.
it's
Yeah.
important not to ignore things that are there.
Well, define local.
I'm just saying local is a concept.
A concept, right? So drop it from the vocabulary then,
I'm not
because
gonna
you
drop
can't
it.
define a concept.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to define a
We're
concept?
talking
Yeah, I want
talking
you to
about
define
geometry here,
local.
right?
Well, I haven't heard us talk about geometry yet. We're talking about a water level at the moment.
Okay. So it's a horizontal plane of reference.
It's creating a local horizontal
Right,
point.
so-
yeah, it's
okay.
a reference point.
So it would equalize. Now, let's say we get a hose pipe that's 100 meters long, and
Right, the one you're trying to reference.
we
right?
fill that with water, like
Can I
we
see
have
the
done. I've
experiment,
got
please?
one. I know. It's not an experiment. Filling a hose pipe up with water is not an experiment. Okay? I mean, I know you'd like to be scientific and all of that, watering your plants in the back garden, but that's not what we're doing. We're just filling a tube up with water, and we are letting the water within the tube equalize out at each end. So it's not bobbing up and down, it's not doing anything. It's establishing a level horizontal plane of reference, right? At 100 meters.
Why do you keep avoiding the local part?
Well, he's 100
can't
meters
define it.
local. That's what we're doing.
No, but
We're just extending our local, and I'm going to show you how in a minute.
So what? Okay, so
It would
what would
seem-
you like to define
Hold on.
local as?
Hold
One sec,
on.
God Scapple. One
It would
sec.
seem that you're the one that's avoiding the word.
I'm not. I have.
Not, Well, then define it. What do you mean by local?
It's like I just told you, local is conceptual.
Okay.
Yeah, what does that mean? A mile?
There's no.
300
Hey, who
miles?
knows?
And
All right,
then-
first, don't talk while you're eating. It's disgusting. Secondly, all right,
Don't
local
lecture
can
him.
mean anything.
That's your argument? That's your argument? Don't talk
It's
about
not
it.
my
You're
argument.
lecturing
That's
him.
local. Don't talk about it.
Local
The
can
fridge is
mean
local to me right now. I can't help it.
local
Right.
can mean the
Instead
entire
of playing
country.
semantic games about
Right. So
words,
instead of
right?
playing
Okay.
semantics,
Let's do the
real
realistic
thing.
game, right? There is a
Right,
100-meter tube, and we have
Show
filled
it to
it
me.
with
Show it
water.
to me. Show me the fucking thing you're referring to.
Have a look.
If you're
in-
gonna use this as
have a
as
look in debate discussion.
I'm in debate discussion.
Right,
The
okay.
Most recent.
Can
thing
you
is
see
by-
that? Yeah, the last picture in it is it? Oh no, wait,
What?
it's not.
No, there is no last. I'm waiting to see.
Right,
what
the
you're
one with
talking
red vials on it,
This is
and then
your
there's a
citation.
big tube. See that?
The thing with all the colors.
No, the big
Okay, the thing above it?
tube with two.
Hang on, I'm,
Red
I'm just reposting
vials.
it for
Yeah.
him, babe.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm looking at a piece of hose. Yeah.
Okay, right now that
no.
is a 100-meter hose with two vials on the end of it. We fill it up with water, and we
Okay.
stretch it out.
Okay.
Right
All
now,
right, have
the
you done
water,
this?
the water equalizes.
Have you done this?
Yes, we have. We filled the
Okay.
tube up
Show
with
it
water.
to me. Show me
Why?
the data received.
It's level. Can you not imagine the water
Oh my
equalizing
God.
at each end of
Hold
it?
on. Let me. All right. Here. Ready? Let me do something for you real quick. Right.
And this is terrible for you. We know.
It is, isn't it? Show the data received by filling a hose pipe up with fucking
Yeah.
water.
So you're telling me you didn't take any pictures? You didn't do any?
Yeah, we
you
did.
didn't
We
check?
we
How-
did it
Okay.
live.
Okay, hold on. You took pictures. Hold on. If you took pictures, that means it's data. Show me the fucking data. I don't understand.
You
what
wouldn't
is so
know what
hard
you were
about it.
looking at.
There's no need for
Yeah,
swearing, is there, Smooth? Nobody's swearing at you. Keep yourself together, mate.
I don't
That's
know
like
where
here.
the pictures are actually for that one. I didn't.
All right,
I was
so then
I was holding
I
the.
can't. You have built no trust with me, so
Okay,
everything you're
dude.
saying, I can't trust.
Go back to it again. It's a tube. You fill it with water. Now the water would equalize at each end of this tube.
Under perfect conditions, yes.
Okay. It wouldn't spill
All right.
out.
All right.
So
Under
there
perfect
would be a
conditions.
position that you can put this pipes in to stop the water from running out of this tube. Do you agree?
On, say it again.
It's a tube filled with water. There is a position you can put each end of it to stop the water from running out of it. Where it would be seen in those vials, and there would be a little mark. You could see it. Yeah?
Yeah, under perfect conditions, yes.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Well, you could make that 2 miles long, that hose pipe, couldn't you? And do exactly the same thing. And there would
I'm
be
not sure.
a position that you could put that hose in to stop the water from running. There would be a position where you could lift one end up and get all of the water to run out of the other end. Right? And there would be, you could lift either end and get the water to run out. But there would be a bit in the middle where it's in equilibrium when you level it, right, to get the water to stay on a level, equilibrium, right? You give me that as a realistic life concept.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, have you ever seen a canal? Are you UK or America or somewhere else?
Yeah, I've seen a canal.
Any UK canal?
Yeah,
They're
Spanish.
about 15, 20 feet wide. You know, a few feet deep, but they used to travel. We used to take coal on barges. They're not very big or anything, and there's little locks. Let's see if we can get a picture of that for you.
I know what a canal looks like.
Right, okay, right. So now that is like a big trough of water, right? It's like a bath, a big long bath,
Yeah.
and then from one lock at one end to another lock at the other end, that would just be one continuous body of water with no tides or nothing, right? The water can't really move anywhere or go anywhere, so that would be called a horizontal plane of reference, right? Okay.
Well, I mean, wait, hold on. I said that last part again. You're asking me if it's the local horizontal plane of reference. If what?
Yeah. A
If what?
canal.
Why are you
The
still
water
using
in the
local?
canal. Yeah, is a horizontal plane of reference.
See, right. I didn't hear what you said. The other guy upstairs has to be on your ass the entire time. Go ahead.
Sorry?
The guy, this domesticated.
The guy upstairs.
Have we got
Is
an
he?
upstairs?
Is he, I don't know, he might be upstairs in
I thought
in
we
his
were all
head.
on the level.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. We're all on
All
the
right.
same level.
Go
then,
ahead,
aren't
Bev. I'm trying to understand where you're going with this. So you're talking about the canals. Go ahead.
Yeah, the water within the canal, I know it's pretty tough, establishes a horizontal, like the canal has to be positioned, like we had to position those ends of the things. We have to position the ends of the canal to stop the water from pouring out of it, right? In fact, all the way along the canal, in between the two locks.
This is where I'm starting to lose you.
Oh, you're trying to lose me.
No, I'm starting to lose you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you're taking the idea of an enclosed system, and now you're moving it to an open system.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Okay, so a hose, right, with a sealed container at both ends, it's called
It's
an
not
enclosed
It's not
system.
sealed at both ends. No, it's open at both ends.
Okay, well, still, the water within the hose is
Yeah,
free
it's
from
just
being.
because it's a tool, right? It's not really convenient to
Right,
carry
right.
a canal round with you to do a job.
I agree.
Right, so you want to be using the properties of water, but not having to make a massive trench or build a moat around
Right,
wherever
but,
you need
okay,
to do
so
it.
my
It's not really
question is-
practical.
Right. No problem. So,
Right, so the water level,
hold on, let me
right?
ask
Wait
you
a minute.
question. Let me
The
ask
water
you a
level as a
question. Wait, hold on,
tool
let me ask you a
is
quick
used.
question, right?
Go on then.
So why is the water level just not troughed?
Right,
I mean, we can make a
Okay.
trough, like
Well,
a
the
5 foot
water,
trough.
yeah, the
right?
water level is a tool. Now,
Right.
you use
And
a
you're
water
using this-
level
you're
tool.
using
Don't
this
start
idea.
talking after you've just asked me a question, and then when I'm halfway through talking about it. It's getting
You're
a
not
bit
answering
old,
my
Smooth.
question.
It's really hard for you, I know. When you get into this stage, right, where you have to start denying that the water level is horizontal in a canal, it gets pretty tricky. But a
it's
water
not.
level, the tool,
made too great of a
is
leap.
used, right, to establish a horizontal, but usually when you cannot see, when there is no line of sight, because you just use a tool, like a sight level. Be much easier. But
Right,
if
what
you
I'm
cannot
trying to tell
see
you
from
is-
one place to another, it
Right.
would be
I
much
hear
easier to
you, but
use
you're
a
making
water
too great of a leap.
level.
You're making too great of a leap from taking the conceptual idea of a tool and applying it to an open system such as a canal.
Right.
That's too
Can
great
you
of a
see
leap.
my other one? The one that you said it was a load of colourful drawings, right? That's a system of water levels. I call it the infinite water level. It's basically to explain to people like you that the water level tool that we started off by explaining that had a horizontal plane of reference, right? That's
Right.
called an infinite water level because all of those are individual tubes. And you can move the position of any one end of any of those tubes and move it anywhere else and it would still be a horizontal plane of reference. That was the point of that. To show that the water level, the tool,
Right,
establishes
I
a
don't think we're
horizontal,
gonna
and
be
the
able to
horizontal is a straight line.
I don't think we're going to be able to move forward because
I don't think
here's
you
the
can't, can you?
issue. I don't agree with your ability to take an enclosed system, right? Or
system?
a
What are you
semi,
talking
I
about?
told you
a
it's not
semi.
enclosed.
What you could
A
talking about a
semi-enclosed
system
Do you not
for?
listen? Do you not
I-
listen? It's
Do you
not
want to let me?
enclosed.
Hey, Domesticated. You're really annoying, man. Just let me finish.
I don't give a fuck. It's not enclosed.
And it's not
You've-
semi-enclosed.
You've already been told it's not
How is it
enclosed.
not semi-enclosed, God's Capital?
The hose
open
pipe is
to
a
the elements.
container for the water, just
Right.
as the banks of the canal are a container
Alright.
for the water in the canal.
All right, so I have 18 minutes until I have to go, right? So, or probably
Yeah.
8 minutes, but it's okay, right? Yeah, I know, crazy. People have shit to do, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this, right?
Go on then. We'll talk about how you imagine that horizontal to do something other than be horizontal.
I don't see where you're going with this. I don't see how you're saying that canals create a horizontal plane of reference.
The water level, we've just established it. You said all along.
All right, what
it's a
canal would you like to
horizontal.
reference? What canal?
The Leeds to Liverpool canal is right near me. It's 27
Okay.
miles in between locks.
All right. How have you established that this is a level? The water is level.
It's the
How
same
have you
elevation.
established
That's what it means, right? If you establish the same elevation, it means it's the same horizontal distance above
no, that
the
doesn't.
sea level.
No, that doesn't.
What?
Right. So, just because the two ends have the same level above sea level does not mean that there's no curve.
Where are you imagining the curve then?
The curve can be between the 2 points. I can
nice.
show
I like
you
it.
this on a ball.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that. Finally, so the curve. What would happen to the bit in the middle then, in between? Because you said that the two ends establish a horizontal plane. And what
I
would
did
happen
not say
in?
the two ends
what-
establish a horizontal.
Pardon?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you said that it's a water level. The tube. It's just two tubes.
No, I didn't say that the canal is a water level.
Oh, we're not talking about a canal. We're talking
We are
about the
talking.
water
We
level.
just talked.
The two.
No, we're talking about your canal that we're right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about that 27-mile canal right now.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that the elevation, right,
Yeah.
between two ends does not disprove a curve.
What?
It simply means that the two ends are of the same height above, right?
Yeah.
They're the same height above sea level. I mean, we can take a
Yeah, sea
barometer,
level.
right?
Yeah.
Right, but I'm
level.
saying that-
Level means horizontal, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
Oh no. What does level mean then?
Right, okay, so here we're getting to semantics, which is getting
No,
extremely
no.
annoying.
You've
Just
just said
define
something that
level.
it's not. Like we all know that the water level establishes a horizontal. We've just gone for so long explaining that, and now you've just said
I
level
see what you're doing.
isn't
Okay.
horizontal. What do you
I'm
mean
saying-
by that?
Yeah, so height above.
No, not height
okay,
above. Level
I see what,
is
I see what you're doing.
horizontal.
Okay. I see what you're doing. All right, very interesting. Very, very clever too. I'm not gonna
Just
lie. Very
answer the
clever.
question. Stop
Just
curious.
obfuscating.
Domesticated. Suck my fucking cock, all right? I can
Answer the
converse with
question.
you guys,
Knobend.
all right?
Just
So-
curious, are you gonna go around and say tell everybody how you wrecked people over here too at the end of this, or what?
Oh no, I don't think I have wrecked this guy at all. He actually came
No.
up with an argument I have never heard before.
Okay, no, I'm just curious because you were saying
Oh.
how you wrecked them over 24/7.
I did.
No,
I did.
No, don't get off topic. I don't want you to waste time arguing about that. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so then don't bring it up. Anyways,
Yeah, sorry.
You've never heard this level argument before? Seriously?
no, I haven't.
Wow.
I'm new to this community. I've only been here 2 weeks. All right.
It shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like
So
how well would you think you've defended the globe model here tonight?
I don't think I think we're at a stalemate right now. I've yet to see any evidence, like hard evidence, to show that this canal is level, instead of just conceptual ideas following strict vocabulary.
Conceptual ideas. I mean,
You
who has the
prove that
concept
it's
of
curved.
what?
You show that it's curved. How about that?
Show me that it's flat.
No,
It's
you're the one that's got the
horizontal.
positive
Level
claim.
is
You're the one who invited me
horizontal.
here for a. Why do I? You
Well,
you
hold
guys
on,
said
that
that
was
the Earth
me
is
that-
flat. You're the one who invited me here
Horizontal.
for a. Why do I? You
Well,
you
hold
guys
on,
said
that
that
was
the Earth
me
is
that-
flat. Right. So hold on. I don't. You don't have to shift the burden of truth off of
No,
yourself.
no, the burden of
No.
proof is already on you. You have the
Nobody-
positive claim. You
Nobody
are
in
claiming
here
You've
said
made the
the
curvature.
Earth
same
was
positive
flat.
claim. You've
You
made
are
the exact
claiming
same.
curvature. We are using geometry as a proof.
And nobody here said the Earth
All
was
right. So
flat.
let's see your proof. Show me the written down proof, right? And
Can I?
in mathematics,
No,
right?
sorry.
We have,
Sorry,
in
like
mathematics,
you,
we
you
have a
just
proof,
said
right?
the Earth is flat, right? Now, if you let me
I did not
finish and
say
get
the
to
Earth
this,
is flat. You're the one who invited me
Horizontal.
here for a. Why do I? You
Well,
you
hold
guys
on,
said
that
that
was
the Earth
me
is
that-
flat. The Earth
me
is
that-
flat.
right? Well,
I did
the
not say the
water,
Earth is flat. The Earth
Me
is
that-
flat. The Earth
me
is
that-
flat.
the water level, right? The elevation of the land is above that water level. Okay.
Right, but the
Okay.
sea.
So,
okay.
The land,
we're having
the
a
land
lot
has
of issues here.
topography, right? Let's just get
We're
this
having a lot
sorted
of
now.
issues here.
And the topography of the land is measured in elevation by tools, by people who
Yeah.
use tools called levels, right? So they establish the elevation of the land above the sea level.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
Okay.
You have constructed a very interesting argument, but you're
It's
Your
a logical
fallacy is
statement.
that-
There's no fallacy.
no. There's a fallacy already. See,
No.
you're supposing you start with this idea of water level, right? Which again, I did not see this coming. It does not mean that sea is level, right? And it doesn't.
Well, it's
On the-
they
on the
call it
cur-
sea level, don't they?
Sea level doesn't mean
Well, what's-
sea level.
No,
Yeah, what's
it doesn't
the
mean that the
difference
sea
between
is
sea
level.
and
Sea
water?
level does not mean the sea is
So
level.
it should be sea curved then, if it doesn't mean level.
And that's what I'm saying. You guys are getting off of very slight little definitions. Right?
Okay, wait a minute.
Where's
So,
the
so the
logical
tool,
fallacy?
a
The logical
level,
fallacy is assuming that
Right,
the
so the
ocean
tool,
is flat because
a
the
level-
water level makes something flat.
the tool, a level makes a horizontal plane of
A
reference.
local horizontal point. Yes.
Okay, but when
Get
you
away from
use
local.
the term sea level, that level is different somehow.
Right, because sea level is
So
not.
please tell
describing
me the
tool.
difference between the two levels, please.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. So what you're saying, a water level creates a local horizontal,
That's
right?
a straight line.
Yeah.
Okay.
A sea level is not doing that.
So that's not a straight line. Do you not think that's a straight line? That when they use the term level and they put sea in front of it, does that change
No,
the
they're not
straight
making
line?
a flat. Yeah, no, I don't believe they're making a flat horizontal line.
Right. So there's two different levels, and in your imagination, right? One
No,
of them
not my
is a
imagination,
horizontal position, right? A straight
dude,
line.
I have to say we're not going to be able to go forward, but it's an amazing argument. It really is an amazing
Practice.
argument.
Please go and practice. Please do.
I mean, like,
Before you go, I want to ask you a question, so I'm just hoping that you get
It's
some
amazing, man.
I don't understand why I'm being, bullied for actually saying that. This is a good argument, but the problem is that you're assuming, right, that your tool, your opening argument, establishing grounds, right, of the water level does not, the connection to sea level doesn't work. And that's why we won't be able to move forward, is because your argument is based upon the fact
why
of
is
the
there
word
a connection?
level.
Salt.
Why is there a connection to the sea
Right,
level?
because-
Salt
Matter.
water, right? You got a problem
right.
with
No,
salt
I'm not saying
water.
because it's salt
There's
water.
a
No,
difference
no.
between the fluid dynamics of seawater and freshwater, yeah? When you
No,
put
no,
them
no.
in
I'm
a
not
water
saying
level.
that.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
saying
where
that
my
you're
question comes in.
Yeah, go ahead. I have
So-
2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so doesn't water just naturally operate a certain way or another, like without getting into reason? Right? Water acts a certain way, but for some reason, it seems like you're suggesting when you put water in a tube, it acts one way, but water in the ocean acts a different way. But why would you
100%.
split the two?
Yeah,
So you're-
100%.
But water just operates the way it operates. It levels out. That's why they can use a water level fine horizontal
Yeah, see,
level.
there's a lot of issues here, right? First, if we sort of break this down to its nitty gritty, right? We're assuming that water levels are perfect, right? When even such things as the sun can destroy its ability to give an accurate reading, right? And for you to say that the ocean's not affected by the sun,
how do you do that?
How would that work? Yeah.
yeah, causing indirect heat to like the tubing can actually disrupt it. We can disrupt the temperature of the water.
Would it raise
water,
one end different than the other
other.
end, or would it equalise out?
I think the water would expand. The warm water in the middle, say, would expand and push up either
Both
end
sides.
of
Say you warm up one
the
end.
water level.
Do you reckon
The same would have happened.
it would
Yeah,
equalise out?
I've reached my
ends
time.
would
But like I
equalise.
said, I would enjoy to come back and discuss this, but we have a lot of issues already.
No,
Right.
we don't have any
You-
issues. You have lots of
we-
problems. We
No,
understand
I
that.
You can't define what local is. You have
This
mixed
local's a
definitions.
concept.
Yeah, but you can't use a dictionary definition that's a concept, can you? And you.
All right, what's
you're
the
trying
what's
to-
the
you're trying to
definition of
stick-
local? Hold on,
You're
ready?
trying to stick to the definition in Wikipedia that uses a concept to define what what the
no,
level
ready?
is.
Belonging
you
or
are.
relating to a particular area. How is that a definition of where local is?
You can't define what local is. We've asked you to, and you can't do it. So
It's a
stop
concept.
using it. Stop using it.
All right. What's your face, Bev? I would definitely enjoy to have this conversation again. It was very interesting.
Well,
I do have to
next
go,
time,
but
can
I
we
will
change
be back
it
later.
up next time? Because you've not really come with much today. So
I don't think you
Have a
brought
look.
much, to be honest. I mean, it was
well,
interesting to see
have
how
a
you
look
got me to this point.
into surveying and surveying techniques, in particular
Yeah,
differential leveling. Look into that, right?
yeah. We can also
That's-
talk about
you
the
look
Great
at-
Triangulation of India. We can do that as well.
Wow, that's a bit advanced, right?
Right.
Yeah,
We
let's
can talk
start
about
off with
geodesic
the.
surveys, and we can talk about P&S waves. We can go
Ooh,
through.
P&S
Hey,
waves.
is that Jeff?
Hey.
Jeff, is that you? You're practicing, ready for?
P&S
tunes.
waves.
We can also go through, different.
It
can
is
go
you,
through the
isn't it,
seas.
Jeff?
The seas? Which
Is it
seas?
Flurfa Nerfa? Sounds a bit familiar. Well,
Yeah,
who's the
it
other
does.
one?
we can-
Crookshanks. Any
We
others?
can work on. We can
You've
work
been
off
in
the
it for
fact
2
that
weeks, you
navies
said.
have actually used the rotation and shape of the Earth to accurately use their cannons.
Oh,
Sorry?
no.
Yeah.
Mm.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Alright, anyways, I have to go.
That's just
Yeah,
an
yeah.
empty
All right.
claim, isn't it?
See you-
Really? See you later.
See you later, Jeff.
All right. Bye, guys.
See ya.
One sec.
Later.
Yeah.
Later, Gator.
Yeah, go on. Find that button.
Bye, Jeff.
Dear, oh dear.
Oh, nice. It was definitely Jeff, right?
Definitely.